So let's start this week off with some of Boss Lady's contradictions, hypocrisy, talking out of both sides of her mouth, statements. But first, I want to take a little poll. Who wore it better? Who wore the headphones better? Villain, who originally bought them, wore them, and rocked them, or Anna, who, again, copies everything Villain does because she wants to wear her skin. How embarrassing.
Messed up the Ohio courts truly are. They are very crooked. They are very just dirty. It's a dirty court system. My lawyers told me that for years. It's a very dirty system. You're going to have to adapt.
But I live in a great state. Ohio is an amazing state. Amazing state. We have an amazing judicial system here, and I'm so blessed for that.
It's crazy how so much can change in a matter of just a couple of months, because you didn't feel this way about them when you were talking about how they stole your child from you. You're so full of shit.
Never once have I asked for money.
Who sent gifts? I appreciate you so much. So much. But probably some people sent money, so.
You might not have come out and straight asked for money, but you've definitely accepted money, and you've had your Cash App up for Yarn Fund. You've had people buy your son birthday presents. You've dry bagged for car repairs. Yeah, like I said, you might not have asked straight up for money, but accepting it was never a problem for you, girl.
No. Let me know what you guys think about this. I've been thinking a lot about people that do quote-unquote good deeds. If you do something nice for somebody, and then you want that person to tell the world, it's no longer a good deed. You are self-promoting. I try to do a good deed every day as long as I leave the house, which I try not to. But if I leave the house on my days off, I try to do a good deed, or even just over the phone for a friend. But I don't ask that person to get on TikTok or Facebook and say, "Oh, Anna did such a wonderful thing," because then I'm just self-promoting myself. And then the good deed has died. Now, I help a lot of people get in rehabs on the daily.
On the daily? So you help 365 people every year get into a rehab every day, right? Okay, bullshit. Also, the thing about if you were to help that many people, there would be at least one of them that would, without being asked by you, want to get on and tell everyone what an amazing change in their life you've been, how much help you've given them, how you've helped them get sober. Wouldn't you think one person out of those hundreds and hundreds of people that you get into rehab every day would want to get on and tell people about all the things you've done for them? Not a single one have, huh? That's so weird. That's just strange to me.
There's a little old lady downstairs, and her husband passed away a couple years ago, and her dryer went out. She was kind of freaking out that, she couldn't afford to get it fixed. And she's like, "I'm just going to have to buy a new one by the time I get a repairman out here." I was like, "Listen, I have one that's 6 months old sitting in storage. You can have it." And then when it snows, I come over here so I can shovel her out.
Yeah, that's not self-promotion of your good deed at all right there. You had to tell that story. Why? Because it didn't really even make sense or apply to what was going on in your life. You just felt the need to toot your own horn, which is, self-promoting your good deed, which negates your whole good deed, right, Anna?
Somebody told me when I was little, if you disrespect old people, the same thing's going to happen to you when you're old. It's just karma. So be nice to old people. I was so scared. I used to volunteer at the nursing homes. I was like, "Oh, God's watching me."
And then to admit, after bragging about your selfless deed for this older individual, to admit you only did it because you have some weird fear that God's watching you and that you're going to get mistreated when you're elderly. Anna. Basically, go crawl back up Lisa's ass, because no one gives a fuck about your self-righteous, judgmental, holier-than-thou videos that are just basically hypocritical and bullshit, because you don't live by the words that you preach, and it's getting kind of old.